So what's poppin' peons? It is your girl Justria, aka Sunshine, aka the Flower Child. I mean, you can call me whatever you want to call me, baby, as long as you just call me. But today I want to talk about bullying. As someone who's been bullied in their adult life, in their teenage life, by family, friends, and a lot of people, bullying is one of those things that I will not stand for, and I don't like personally myself. And yes, I've been a bully back to bullies, and I've been called the villain, the bad guy, and a bully for being a bully to bullies. But a lot of you people, I want to come on here and say that you should bully your bully back, but instead, don't waste your energy and time on motherfuckers like that. Motherfuckers gonna learn. And I know we don't believe in karma or people getting that get back, but bullies are miserable ass people. When I used to be a pick me, and I used to make my whole relationship about my man and not my autonomy and not being sexually free. I used to hate the bitches that was sexually free. I used to hate the hoes. And I used to hate them with a passion because deep down a part of me wanted to do it. So I would go out there, I'd be like, yeah, you bitches is dumb. You bitches is weak. Y'all gonna let a nigga take y'all money. Y'all supposed to cook and clean and all this other shit. It wasn't until I became sexually liberated. Yeah. Excuse me. Got my autonomy back, stood up for myself, and was comfortable in my own skin to understand that you bitches don't have to like me. That you can be the mean girl or the mean boy. That you can go out there and be a shady lady or shady man, whatever the fuck you want to be. But it does not stop one thing from going. And I'm telling you right now, I'm going to teach you some ways on how to get rid of a bully. If you're in school and you're dealing with a bully and you're on a high school, middle school level, whatever, and you're in school, they have a dean, they have a superintendent, and they have all this other shit. And if the school won't do shit, you take it to motherfucker court. You take that bitch to trial, and you show motherfuckers that you're not to be played with or to be toyed with. Because motherfuckers will sit there and play in your face and be like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing is wrong. And sometimes they genuinely do not know what they're doing is wrong. But majority of the time, they do know what they're doing is wrong. Because if it came down to them, they wouldn't, the same thing would not, it wouldn't fly. I had I had one of my siblings steal from me. hmm And when I stole from his ass, and I did a better job than what he did, yeah. The little nigga was in there crying, shaking up, shooketh, sad, didn't what you call it. And it took me having to say that if he stole from me again, I will call the police on him for him to respect my boundaries and my space. And of course, he was mad. He was pissed off. He was ticked off. He was hurt his heart that me, his sister, would say something like that. But bitch, you ain't finna continue to bully me, steal from me, disrespect me, and think I'm just gonna sit there and allow it to happen. That's one way to do it. If you have to go above their head and go above their head, and if they don't do no shit like that, go make an example out of everybody who accepts bully culture. I'm telling you right now, some jobs I've worked at, they have bully culture so much that the only people they respect is the people who not run the company, but the people who have a say over their paycheck, aka OSHA, aka other people like that, aka the people who make sure that they have a company to run. I'm telling you right now, if your job is fucking you over and you don't went to the superintendent and everybody else above them, bitch, go to OSHA, file a civil lawsuit against that ass, and I bet you it'll be a company culture change. Oh, but I don't want to be seen as a snitch. Or do you want to continue to be bullied? Do you want to continue to foster environment for people to be bullied? Are you okay with the people being bullied as long as it's not you being bullied? When it comes down to bullies in your friendship, cut them bitches off. Cut them off, cut them off, cut them off. And a bully can be the person that does soft bullying or hard bullying. What I call soft bullying is little things that seem small and little. Mm-hmm. Sprinkle them there, like crossing a boundary or pretending not to know better, or you telling them like, hey, when you do this, this hurts my feelings, or you doing something of that nature and they still do it, or you tell them like, this is what I need for our friendship to grow, and if you still want to be friends, this is what I'm requiring, and they say yeah, but then they don't change. That's bullying. That's light bullying, whether they know it or not. Cut their ass off. When they friendless, not because they choose not to be friendless, but because they don't have the capacity and everybody saying the same shit about them, usually it'll linger on with them. And I'm telling you, loneliness and why people don't want to be around me is, trust me, it'll be one motherfucker that come out me who will come out there and be like, the reason why I don't like you is because you're X, Y, and Z. I've read for filth many of girls and girlies, because girls are bullies, just like men are bullies, but women are bigger bullies. Mm, especially non-women of color. They can be the biggest bullies, and then they'll hide it behind tears and emotional outbreaks and, but you're my only friend and type shit. Child, I don't give a fuck. If you don't treat me right and I tell you not treating me right and you constantly continue to do it and you won't leave me alone, you're bullying me. You're harassing me. Because all bullying is just harassment. Now, if the bullying gets so out loud that it's obvious, where they're criticizing you for no reason, constantly attacking you, constantly got something to say, trying to be funny, trying to start something, trying to break up your peace, send their ass to jail for harassment. Sue their ass. Fuck them. Let them be. Expose their ass every single time. I'm telling you right now, I got rid of one bully. I'm not even gonna hold you. I got rid of one bully because every time this one person decided they was gonna bully me, it was a woman. She'd say weird shit, right? And then she'd try to argue with me. And it wasn't one day till I literally posted the messages between us and where she was bullying me that she decided that she was gonna stop. Yeah. Bitch stole from me everything. I literally I literally called the police on this bitch. And I know you're like, oh, you're a snitch. Oh, you just gotta fight your bully. Why? And go to jail? And get the reputation of I'm a fight? Nah. It's not my job to stop you in your tracks. But it is my job to defend myself. It is my job to make sure that the environments that I am in are safe. And in an environment where there are rules and regulation and things that you can and cannot do, you will not be disrespecting me. You will not be making me feel smaller than what I am. You will not be pressing the issue. You will not be making me feel less than. And you most definitely will not be in my space. I'm 27. I've lived most of my life being bullied, not just by family, not just by friends, not just by people, by things, entities, businesses, places. And if you think I'm gonna sit back and allow y'all to fucking bully me and make me feel less than and smaller, no. I spent most of my life trying to mask who I was so that bullies wouldn't come. I'm done pretending I'm not smart. I'm done pretending I'm like I'm not intelligent. Bitch, I know more than you. I know the reason why you're saying what you're saying. I know the reason why you're pulling up them busted ass facts. I know the reason why you're going to studies that aren't really studies to try to prove your point is because you're not intelligent enough to do it. I know the reason why you think that you're really winning is because you don't realize that you're practicing anti-blackness. And the reason why you're not really happy is because you're not fucking feeling yourself and you're not practicing self-love. You don't love yourself. You're not kind. You're not a nice person. You don't want to be loved. You don't want to be cared for. You don't want to show that because apparently you lack that in yourself. And whatever is making you stop or whatever it is that's stopping you is not my job to fix it. It is your job to fix it for yourself. It is your job to love yourself. It is your job to show up for yourself. It is your job to do it when you know what to do. If you can spot a bully and you've been a bully, because I'm not going to hold you, at one point in time I was a bully, and you like, damn, I really don't like this person I'm becoming, change yourself. Stand up for yourself. Let it be known. I'm not gonna say people gonna stop bullying you because some people are just uncurable. Some people want to be bullies to the day they lie, to the day they die. I know a nigga right now who literally came up to me and was like, I want to be a menace. That's something that he said since 13. The nigga never changed his life path. The nigga never changed his goal. The nigga was a bully into his mid 50s. until he lost his about fourth, fifth wife. The nigga then decided that he was going to stop being a bully. But people who know him for being a bully couldn't shake it off like, oh man, not him, not him, not him, not him, not him, not him, not him. And yes, for the last 10 years, he has not been a bully, but the nigga has actively been a bully. Like, before these years of him being Mr. Good Guy, Mr. Savior, he was pimping bitches, beating bitches, making people's lives hell. And I'm telling you right now, it's never too late to stop being a bully. But your legacy and what you do in from this lifetime to the next will constantly follow you. You can't outrun that. You can't hide from that. You can't, oh, that used to be me in my former years. Because I'm telling you right now, the shit that you do from the day you're born to the day you die are always gonna follow you. I can never unnot be a sugar baby. I can never unnot pop up and be present. I can never not be happy. I can never not be present. I can never not want to be at peace. I can never not have gotten cheated on. I can never not have exposed my ex. I could never not do these things. So instead of having a life full of fucking regrets and things of I can't believe this is happening to me, or I don't want this to happen to me, or whatever it is that y'all be having going on when y'all be out there bullying, go seek out help. They have free counseling. Even if you gotta sneak behind people's back and get counseling and therapy, even if you gotta go out there and do the hard work, even if you gotta journal, even if you gotta spend time sitting by yourself, even if you have to leave the religion, even if you have to leave the house that you were born in, even if it takes a lot, but you have to put in the work. This whole life you're going to work. You're never not going to go a day where you're not working. You're never not going to go a day where you're not going to have to be present. You're never not going to have a day where you have to do it, whether you're being taken care of as a stay-at-home wife, as a stay-at-home girlfriend, as a stay-at-home boyfriend, whatever it is that you do, you constantly have to do work on yourself, because guess what? Somebody could pay all your bills, somebody could do all this shit, but if they don't pay attention to the minor details, the small details, what you like, what you don't like, who you are as a person, how you want to be loved, how you want to be treated, how you want to be catered to, how you want to be doing this. And if you don't pay attention to that, nobody else in the world has to. Whether you 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 30, 60, 70, 90, the work don't stop. And whether you do it intentionally or unintentionally, the work does not stop. And just because the work does not stop does not mean that you get to stop. You have to continue to fight for yourself. You have to continue to work on yourself. And just because you've been bullied does not mean that you get every right to be this awful God smacking person. You don't get to be the victim. If you're a bully, you're a bully, and that's just that. You can change the narrative. And this is why when I say people don't have to forgive you, people don't have to forgive you. I don't have to forgive the bitches who tried to take me out on my YouTube channel when I first began. The same way I don't have to forgive the bitches who said I was lying about being raped. The same way I don't have to feel bad for the people who made me feel like I want to unalive myself just because they have a change of heart. Life has a way of showing you who you are, what you are, where you want to be at, and the places that you want to go. And you have to constantly show up for yourself. And if you don't start showing up for yourself and loving yourself properly and caring for you, this is why I preach self-love. Because if you have self-love, it's easier not to be a bully. It's easier to identify when somebody's not on your level or they're still growing. It's easy to identify where you're at in life and to accept it. It's easier to breathe. It's easier to be a kinder human being. It's easier to show up for yourself. It's easier to do things. It's easier to not people please when you show up and you love yourself and you constantly do the work. Because I'm telling you right now, if you don't practice self-love, whether you weren't taught it or whether you're just starting it or whatever, You have to do that because no, because it doesn't matter what Keisha, John, Mary, Lisa, Law, there people are gonna be people. People are gonna be assholes. People are gonna be dicks. Some people are not even gonna be good people. Some people are just gonna be people who we're just gonna see and gonna be like, damn. So before you sit there and say, oh man, maybe I should go out there and be a bully. Maybe I should go out there and be, maybe I should go out there and be as evil as everybody else. I can tell y'all right now, being a bully is not fun. I had an uncle who tried to unalive me, and he bullied the fuck out of me. And in every chance I got to bully his ass back, I couldn't do it because it will speak more of me as a person than it did to him. Yes, my uncle tried to kill me. Yes, my uncle didn't love me. Yes, my uncle was sitting there while everybody else was choking me out, and everybody sat there and they watched and they let this man bully me, and the whole family turned on me and bullied me. But you know what it made me realize? That I'm not the victim here. I'm not the one that's stuck in a cycle of abuse and trauma holding and trauma dumping. I'm not. Everybody working has to get paid. Remember that. And you can put in all the overtime if you want to. When you get that check and life ain't looking how it wants to be looking because you over there saying, well, these people did me this way, so I'm going to act this way. These people did me this way, so I'm going to do this. Or these people did that, so I'm going to do this. Or do whatever it is that you're getting at, wherever you are at, where you're at. You have to realize that loving you will always be the most important priority. And if you don't do that shit, you're going to find yourself in a position where you're the bully or where you're the one that's constantly being bullied and you don't have any backbone. And neither position is a great position to be at in life at all. So you can take what I say, you can take it with a grain of salt. You could be like, oh man, whatever. You could even try to bully me in the comments. I get it. You don't like yourself, but I love me enough to know that some of y'all need to go to therapy, y'all need to go do some healing work, some of you need to journal. And instead of taking it personal, keep it up. And whatever consequences or actions I decide to take, depending on how far y'all want to take it, because I have had some of y'all say some heinous shit to me that are slurs, hateful, evil, malicious, I will be sending your ass to jail. I will be blocking you. There will be a restraining order against you. There will be things that are going to happen because for me, myself, and I'm no longer that girl that's just going to sit there and say, yeah, well, this happened to me and, well, this is that and the third, because I'm nobody's punching bag. But I'm also not the one that's going to sit there and allow you to disrespect me. Anyways, I'm kind of done. So stand up for yourself. Stand up to your bullies. Send their ass to jail if you have to. Oh, but I don't want to be a snitch. Okay, then be bullied. Be constantly disrespected. Sometimes you have to do the hard shit. And standing up for yourself is some hard shit. Because it ain't really popular to be the girl or the dude that's not finna play about their respect. But I'd rather people know that, like, nah, we can't really fuck with her. Because if we fuck with her, it's going to be up in his thug. It's certain men that want to date me, and they know for a fact that they have to wine and dine me, that they have to be nice to me, that they have to be kind to me, that they have to show up, that they have to be the man that I like, and that just because they do certain things does not mean that I am. That I am gonna allow it. I had a dude cheat on me. And he did it to hurt my feelings and break down my self-esteem. I exposed old boy and I left his ass the fuck alone. Why? Because that was the best tactic for him. He need to be bullied back. Some bullies, if you bully their ass back, they'll leave you the fuck alone. I bullied his ass back, and I made sure that he knew that he couldn't fuck with me no more. Not even just a little bit. He was like, oh, what's up, stranger? I was like, don't you owe me an apology? Yeah, you still on it? Don't you owe me an apology? I'm gonna just leave you alone. And I told him, I said, if you continue to contact me, I'm gonna consider this harassment. I'm gonna file a restraining order against your ass. Man, they never hit me up again. I've had people who bully me for so long. I've literally, and they've threatened to beat my ass because I've had opinions that were contrary to popular belief, aka the single mothers who I've offended, who thought that it was okay to say that I was a liar about being raped and molested, as if that's something that I will sit there and lie about. You bitches are really weird. Um, I've literally told them that if they ever was to try me again and come to my face and try to fight me over an opinion that I've had, and we can have this peaceful discussion about it, seeing that as I did not have any kids and I didn't have much to lose for, I would send their ass to jail. And I would take them for every penny they got. Motherfuckers left me to fuck alone and turn their cheek, and I don't fuck with her. I bet you, because you can't. I'm not letting you bully me. I'm not letting you show up in front of my face. I'm not letting you disrespect me. I'm not letting you do none of that shit. And most of the time, the people who be bullying you, 9 out of 10, they either have nothing to lose at all or everything to lose. Bitch, I leverage that shit. Bitch, you gonna bully me? Bitch, I'm gonna bully you out my motherfucking life. So whether you gotta bully your bully back, whether you gotta set hard boundaries, whether you gotta say like, shorty, you can do this, but if this happens right here, just know that this is gonna happen, and actually follow through on your plan. Do that shit. But don't let these motherfuckers bully you with their low self-esteem, especially about decisions that they've made consciously to do. Because I'm telling you right now, I know some motherfuckers who have consciously made the decision to bully you. Because they seen you and they was like, damn, I got to get ahead of the game, ahead of the curve. My favorite show, I'm going to say this and I'm going to be out. My favorite show is American Dad. And I love it. People are like, oh, they promote a lot of pedophilia and shit like that. But they say the quiet jokes out loud. Not quite frankly like South Park. I quite frankly don't like South Park. I think I just couldn't get an animation style. But shows like South Park and American Dad, they say the quiet jokes out loud. But they also point out people's flaws and shit. Most of y'all bullies are like Stan Smith from off of American Dad. Sorry, excuse for a human being. Afraid, insecure, jealous, needs to go to therapy, needs to grow up. And just because you're a man child who has not grown up, you know that you can bully certain people. You know that you can do certain things to certain people. But in other scenarios, you know that you can't. Stan Smith is a CIA agent with a dumb wife who is actually smarter than him, but she plays dumb because she loves him and he's narcissistic. But he's a bully. He bullies his child. He bullies everybody else, and then he'll show her and he'll be like, I don't know where this low self-esteem came from. It was the episode where Steve had to sing the national anthem. And because Steve wanted to do it his way and it wasn't the way that he wanted to do it, and because he was like, I don't want my child getting bullied or all this other shit, he ended up becoming his child's biggest bully. Stan bullied the fuck out of his child into his child brought back his childhood bully. And even then, he fought a fight that he knew that he couldn't win. Once his child bullied him into submission, that's when he gave up. Sometimes you have to bully your bully into submission. And that's how a lot of y'all are. And then y'all say things like, okay, well, I may not agree, but you know. Because some people aren't going to respect you until you take it to the limit, until you push it to that point of, I'm not playing with you, bitch. I'm not even entertaining you. I'm not playing this game. I'm not being nice. I'm not being kind. I'm not playing dumb. I'm not playing friendly. I'm not doing any of those things. These are all things that need to be done if you're tired of your bully. If you're tired of being a bully, just fucking stop. Apologize. And be a fucking kind human being. And I've been on here longer than what I've wanted to be. But honestly, start loving yourselves and get back to whatever the fuck that looks like. And just because it don't look like the way that I want you to do it or somebody else to do it, whatever, like, and stop fucking attacking people just because they hit a soft spot of yours. This is why people say go to therapy. And with that being said, have a nice day. I love y'all and be blessed.